Hello, everybody. We are back once again for another Q&A live. And this time, it's been, I think, a couple of weeks since I had my last Q&A live. This time, we're going to have another successful entrepreneur all the way from Canada who has graced us with her time. And she is so kind enough to join us today, this morning. Today is March 30th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am not going to talk much long, but I'm so excited to introduce to you guys our guest for tonight's Q&A. That will be Coach Jen Luke, and she is a mom of two beautiful children, a nature lover, and a bookkeeper. She's going to tell us more about her self and her journey in this business. So I'm going to bring her in. Give me just a second, and she's coming right to you guys.
Hi everyone. Hi Connie. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Actually, I'm the one who should be thanking you for allowing me to interview you. And it was just a short notice, but you were kind enough to say yes, and I am so happy. So hopefully, you guys, everybody's watching from all over the world. Say hi to Coach Jen. Tell us where you're watching from, and we'll be glad to say comment back to you guys later. So. All right. So, Coach Jen, are you ready for our first question for you?
Sure.
All right,
Let's
then.
bring it on.
Let's bring it on. All right. It's so easy. Actually, it's gonna be. Hang on. Oh yeah. Let's see. My screen is okay. All right. There you go. Uh, who's Coach Jen before becoming a digital business owner?
Okay. So first I want to say hello to everyone. Thank you for watching. And Connie, thank you again for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here, guys. If you guys have any questions along the way, feel free to chat. We'll try to touch base on those questions as we go. So, who am I before the digital business? Oh, well, I am a mother of two. I have two beautiful kids, ages 4 and 6.
Wow.
I am a beekeeper. I am a beekeeper. So, we own a farm and we do um, a local produced honey. I was also in real estate and mortgage industry before this business. And that's basically it. I had a hectic life, a busy life, I should say, before the digital business.
Wow. I mean, I apologize. I think I said bookkeeper instead of beekeeper, and that
That's
was
fine.
my mistake. And so you've been, it's almost like, yeah, I've never been to a beef farm or however you would want to call it, but I think that sounds like interesting to do. And you've got two small 4 and 6 year old. I've seen them on your pages. They're adorable.
Thank
So, well, thank you so much for telling us who you were before you became a digital business owner. But going to the next question, how did you learn about the business and what made you realize that this is the business that is really the best fit for you?
Okay, so everyone is in social media. I assume everyone is watching here are on social media. I have seen a lot of ads in regards to online businesses and so forth, right? I really haven't given that thought because there's so many scams going
Uh-huh.
around, right? And it's almost like scary to actually go into that route, as you may say. But as you said, I have two little kids, and every time I actually think about leaving them at the babysitter or a daycare because I have a meeting to go, or I have work to do, so I end up literally leaving them behind and in tears, right? Because I have to do my job, right? And there will be time where my kids would say, "Mommy, please don't go to work."
Well,
Right. And or my daughter, who was only 3 then, would write on the board, "Mommy, stay home." Right.
oh,
Yeah. And I think as I mentioned, I've seen a lot of these ads and I kind of just brushed them off my shoulder and I said no, not the perfect time, until maybe I have seen enough ads of whatever is are this on social media, and then I finally said, okay, let's give this a try. So what made me realize really is the kids, they're growing so fast. 4 and 6, I don't even know where the time went, right? I mean, mind you, I stay home, I work from home, but though I work from home, I work different jobs, right? I do the business, the honey business, the farm, right? And then I did real estate, I did mortgages and so forth. Like all this work can be done from home, but at the same time,
Yeah,
there are times that I still need to leave the house, right? And
absolutely.
I think that although I had that opportunity to stay home with my kids as much as I can, but I'm still missing some of those moments that I wish I am home. And I think that's what made me realize that this business is it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's I think that's the same reason partly when I joined the business, and my kids are not as small as yours. So I really think you really did make a wise choice going into a business such as ours. Mine are bigger when I joined in, but then I can still see where you're coming from. And your thought of, I guess, was this a scam, is something I thought about too before. It took me actually like a year before
Hmm.
I finally jumped in. The skepticism, the doubt is there, and I can't say enough because I've tried other online business too. That didn't work out for me, so I was like fearing, like, is this something similar to what I've just done, and is
Hmm.
this gonna be any different? But then again, learning more about the business, and when I watched the webinar, it just changed my life completely. But yeah, thanks for sharing that. And I want to jump in because we got somebody from Edmonton, Alberta watching us. Hi, Evo. Thanks for joining us. And anyone else who can just type in there where you're watching from, feel free to do so. And I'm gonna pop in the next question for Coach Jen. So for the next one, what were the challenges you had when you started the business, and how did you go about dealing with these?
Okay. You know what? I love this question. Let me tell you. Every time people ask me, I actually literally wait. They ask me to share about this business and so forth. This is my favorite topic so far.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put it this way: starting a business can be scary, and I think a lot of people thinks that entrepreneurship is being set aside. It's not the way to go. It's not fixed, right? The
Mm-hmm.
fact alone that people go to work every day. You have a 9 to 5 job. You know how much you're going to make for that week. You know how much you're going to make for that month, right? So they feel more secure. Whereas in doing business, you don't know, right? If the business works, you make money. If the business doesn't work, too bad, kind of, right? But these are all part of challenges. But I wanted to tell everyone that starting a business is actually like jumping on a plane without a parachute. That's true. It's
Uh-huh.
true. It's as scary as that because you don't know anything. You're kind of like going in there. You had a vision to make money. You had a vision to be successful, right? But you're at lost, right? But in this business, I actually did not feel that way,
Mhm.
right? Those challenges for me that I thought is pretty normal in doing a business. Um, I would say 100% that I wasn't challenged. Of course I was challenged, right? There'll be a lot of challenges here. You will be turned down by people you think that believe in you, right? You will you will see a lot of disappointments, right? You will feel like you are such a failure because you feel like you're doing your best, but your best is not enough, right? You will self-doubt yourself. You will question yourself as to, okay, am I really good at this, or is this really for me? All this, all these challenges and questions arose in me, and then I was like, okay, um, what am I gonna do? So is giving up an option? No, right? So when you guys, when I started the business, I had all this, the same. I think this also applies in everyday's life, right? So this one I always I like sharing that, when people do something, it doesn't matter what you guys do in your life, right? The success and the failures, or what we call the challenges, are on the same road, right? So if you stop where your challenges and failures are, you will never reach the end of the road, which is the success, right? So they are all part of it. It's how you deal with it a little, one at a time, right? We're not expert here. So um, in this business, you don't need to be a tech savvy, right? And I am not a tech savvy by all means. So I know how to post a picture on my Facebook account. That's basically what I know to do, right? But other than that, no, I'm not, right? So, uh, but it's literally more so for me is your mindset,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have to have a proper mindset to deal with these challenges. Go back to, why did you do this business in the first place? What made you decide to be part of this business, right? And to me, if you keep going back to that and say, okay, well, I want to be with my kids, I wanted to have the financial freedom, I wanted to have the time, right? Anything, any challenges or failures that come across your way, if you keep going back to your reason why you want to do it, and if your reason is stronger than those challenges, you will keep going. And I think that's how I dealt with mine. Like, don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
business is not easy, but what is easy anyway? There's
Yeah,
nothing easy in life, right? You go to work every day is hard. You set your alarm every day is hard, right?
yeah.
You drive in a snowstorm to go to work is hard, right? So what's easy? There's nothing easy. Yeah, you're right. 9 to 5 job secures you with an income. However, that's it. There's no more potential than that. The business, it is scary, as everybody say, but once you have your foot on the door and get that business up and running, the potential is massive.
Wow. Well, thank you. I like your analogy when you talked about that road, success and failure, and you stopping in the middle, it's not letting you go near that end. And I had been, if you've noticed, I've been looking down. I'm actually taking down notes. So I'm like, I'm taking down notes. I'm taking down notes from real people who have real successes. So I'm learning and knowing, I guess, gaining some more information from you. So going back to when you said everybody's got to go to their why, I've talked this to, I guess, I've talked about this online a lot when I do my daily lives, raising your vibrations a day at a time. I always tell people and say, you have to know what you want.
Hmm.
If you are in that situation that you probably are frustrated with what you currently have right now, you don't like, you're unhappy with what you want. First, you need to know what you want.
Hmm.
And when you know what you want, it's basically just asking yourself to, that's your why and what's what you want. You will have clarity on what you truly want to happen in your life, what changes you want to happen. But then again, it depends on how much you wanted this. How strong is
Correct.
your why? Because the stronger your why is and how the stronger you want these, you're going to be willing to remove all obstacles and
Hmm.
blocks and doubts that may come in your way. You're going to try
Hmm.
to do everything no matter what, and quitting will not be an option, just like you said.
That's correct.
Yeah. And I agree too, because I don't think everything, people should understand that any business is not always rainbows and sunshine, be it an online business, be it a traditional brick and mortar business. There will be obstacles, but I'm glad you started that and gave us that analogy to thank you so much. All right. I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
move to the next question, which is the better. I like this one too. I want to hear this really from you.
Uh-oh.
What are the successes that you had in the business, and how it changed your life?
Okay, Connie, this question is really nice as well. But I guess this question really is, how do we define success, right?
Good.
Um, so as success, it can be more than a profit. It can be more than the monetary value that this business have given me, right? So I want to start with the non-monetary that this business has given me, right? So the fact alone that this business has actually opened me to friends all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how when you go to work on your typical 9 to 5 job, and your boss said, okay, there is a promotion upcoming up, and I would like you to apply for the promotion. And then all of a sudden you go to work and nobody wants to talk to you, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm not saying that it happens all the time, but it
Yeah.
does, right? So, but in this business, the people, when they see you achieving something down to the specs of achievements, they're so happy for you.
Yeah.
They're so happy for you, right? I think, to me, is that alone to me was a success, finding the right people with the right mindset, right, with the positive attitude gear of like moving forward and wanting to grow, not only monetarily, but as a human, as a whole, as a community, right? So that to me is big, because even with this pandemic, I always say, we're locked in our house, right? Imagine if I am just doing the same job I used to do before. I mean, this business is being literally friendly, social, and at the same time making money, right? So I get to talk to business partners all over the world, right? Anywhere. I have business partners, name it, anywhere. I have business partners from Taiwan, Qatar, Dubai, Philippines, Israel, Madagascar, Australia, France, Italy, right? US, like name it. So I have London, right? And Canada, they're all over, Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, and so forth. So what I'm but that's it. It's how this business connected me to those people that I would have never had a chance to meet. I would have never had a chance to be part of their life. To me, that's a big success. Now, let's go to the monetary part of the success. This is my favorite part,
I
and
like
everybody's
that too.
favorite part as well, right? So this business, when I first joined, as I mentioned, because I hate dropping my kids to the daycare, right? I said, I only want $500 and I'll be perfectly fine. And I'll be perfectly grateful, because then I don't need to drive. I don't need to put gas in my car. I don't need to, there's no wear and tear in my car. I don't need to put my fancy clothes and my
Yeah.
makeup on and so forth, right? And I said, that's good. And I don't need to pay daycare. So, but lo and behold, this business was so generous. Again, I said, guys, it's not magic. A lot of people think when they do the business, the minute they sign in, they turn their computer on, they start making money. No, it's not. It's not that. Any kind of business, any kind of work will require the amount of effort and motivation and the willingness from us to make it happen. So
Uh-huh.
what I'm going to tell you guys did not happen overnight. I've been in the business for less than a year. And this is how it had been so far. So this business has so far helped us and my family paid off our mortgage. This business has helped us paid off our cars. Although, I mean, we're not people that loans, we don't. My husband and I are afraid of loans, but still, everything is paid off, right? This business has helped me put up a business that is now my family back home are enjoying,
Uh-huh.
right? So, and now, um, you know, the ability to help openly to the people that actually need help. So, Connie, just so everyone knows, right? I came from the Philippines, and I came from a very poor family. We literally had days growing up where we actually did not have anything to eat. So, as sad as it may be, there's five of us. My parents tried their very best to raise us, right? But there was just really not enough. So now, looking back, right, I'm actually glad that that was my life growing up, because it gave me more reason to be more successful, to strive for best, right? See, I'm the type of person that never settles for less. So want to make sure that, and I think everyone who are watching here and who's going to watch the replay, if you guys have that mindset, it's not that you're not content, right? It's just you deserve more, and we do. So why settle for less when you know you deserve more, right? Chase for that, and then you will have a better life. So I was able to give back, right? I was able to give back to people that are in need, when before I was the one literally asking for food to eat, right? So to me, that was a big success. What a turnaround, right?
Yeah.
How did it change my life? Well, I'm telling you, just the fact alone that I know the business back home helps my family. Everyone here who are overseas workers, this is not new to everyone, that we need to help back home, that we send money back home, that we need to work extra back home. I used to um, clean houses in order for me to have extra money to send back home, right? And I used to be so cheap, as in, if I want to eat in a restaurant that will cost me $20, I would go for like $5, right? Because the budget is not there, right? So the fact alone that it's for me, it's so peaceful, because I don't want to I don't need to worry now, because there is actually a business that will pay for it. And right, I mean, the same right now. I mean, that every month, that there's money coming, and sometimes it's more than what we expected it's gonna be, right? So
Wow. Wow. It's really amazing. I'm actually having almost goosebumps just listening to your story. And like yourself, I'm from the Philippines too, and I can't tell everybody enough how true that is. That as Filipinos, it's part of our culture to just give back to our families. Be they even if they're not asking, we just want to send them something, be it
mhm,
little or it doesn't really matter how much. You just want to help, just want to give back. And I came from humble beginnings as well too. And like you said, this has pushed me much further too. I mean, you are such an inspiration because you did really turn more than 365 degrees around. Like it's like you got back more in multiple times what you really wanted. But I truly believe that you're a good person too. Um, that's what's really made you really special and succeed in this business. So, but thank you for sharing that story. And the non-monetary gains, I can't agree enough. I love our community. I love how we cheer each other on. And yeah, I guess we just need to reach out to each other. And I'm pretty sure somebody out there in the community will be willing to help, lend a hand, and help out whatever it is that we might need. And that's the difference between our business versus the others. Like I told you, I've been in another business, an online business, which I tried to do on my own. I had to set up my own website. I had to do my own funnel. Let alone, I didn't realize the cost that came along with it. Watch when I came into this business, I'm like, oh my God, it's all done for me. I'm like, it's just
so true.
and the support is there. I was told before I had this support, but I never had it really. It's just so different. I can really I can really agree and attest to that one. But thank you for sharing that, and I hope people can understand that this is why we're both here, and why many people, thousands in our community, have joined and started the business. So I'm gonna go on to the next question, Coach Jen. What advice can you give those that are new in the business and those that are still on the fence and have been held back by their fears and doubts?
Okay. So um for those who are watching and will be watching again the replay, right? Or for those are not in the business yet, um I would like you guys to think of the worst. So when I say worst, think what if you have a managerial job right now, you're a CEO, but on the way to your work, something happened.
Mm-hmm.
And now you are physically unable to go to work. Now what are you going to do? How are you going to support your family, and how are you going to support yourself, right? So, business, as scary as it is, I think actually it's a good plan B,
Yeah.
right? Even though you say I have a pretty good job,
Mm-hmm.
what if this pandemic has proven once again that nothing is secured? We've known people that have been in their job for 20 years, 15 years, 12 years, and lost their jobs due to the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
right? So even if you feel like you have the most secure job, and what if you lost that job? Now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So think of the worst. Okay, let's say you and your husband are both working, you said, and you guys are both making money, right? But what if one of you are now not able to go to work? How can you support the missing income,
Yeah.
right? So having this business on the side. See, a lot of people think that, oh, when I do the business, I'm not going to be able, I don't have time, and so forth and so forth, right? No, we're not asking you guys to quit your job if you be part
Mm-hmm.
of this business. No, not at all, right? um, as I mentioned, I am doing and juggling a lot on top of this. I'm homeschooling my kids, right? I run the business from home. It's the family business, so I am a farmer on the side, right? And I did the real estate and the mortgage on the side on top of what I have right now. So, talking about having time or not having time, trust me, guys, I'm busy. You can, if you guys can spare 2 to 3 hours of your time browsing on your Facebook account, you might as well get paid for it, right? It's there, right? It's social media. It's leveraging what you guys are in right now and make the money at the same time, right? So yeah, so going back, or a lot of people think that, well, no, because I know that I have enough, I have saved enough, and I know that I can retire at 65, right? Well, I said, good for you. That's great. You did a pretty good job. Well, what if you joined this business and instead of you retiring at 65, you were able to retire at 63? That's 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
2 years that you can actually live a life instead of working to live a life,
I like
right?
that.
So the fears, they're natural. The doubts, tell me about it. If Connie said it took her a year to finally made a decision to jump into this, guess what, guys? It took me 2 years.
Oh.
So now I am actually thinking, what if I joined 2 years ago? What would life
Yeah.
have been, right? But there's such thing as perfect timing. Maybe that wasn't the perfect time for me to join then, and maybe it finally kicks in, and I said, okay, well, now it's time to join, right? So I have few advice here. I actually wrote them down because I don't want to forget. So for all the business partners that are watching right now, and for all the ones that are still on the fence, this business, again, I said, as mentioned, it's not easy. But if you guys understand the risk and the rewards of the business, you're just as good as gold, right? The risk, well, tell me, what are you risking anyway? Your time. The webinar is free.
Yeah.
Right? If you can watch YouTube for 2 hours watching something, whatever, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, you're allowed, but you're gonna do the same. You're gonna watch a webinar which is free, right? And what if by watching this webinar and spending the same amount of time, like when you watch your YouTube, can change your life,
Yeah.
right? So the risk, yeah, there is a risk, of course. No difference with you changing jobs, switching jobs. You go look for a job, you have 3 months probation period and so forth, right? Those are all risks. Are you going to like this job? Are you going to do well in this job and so forth? These are all associated with that. But what is the reward after is the question, right? See, when I first started, I said I wanted 500.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back now, not even a year, I definitely more than I had more than what I asked for. So the reward is big. The potential of being an entrepreneur is unlimited. So if you guys think entrepreneurship is hard, think about working 9 to 5 for the rest of your life for 30 years and then tell me about it. I am 38 and I am retired.
Wow.
Did I ever thought that's gonna happen? No, not in a bit. Right? So I would like everyone, again, you guys, my advice is to have that mindset. The mindset. I want you guys to actually um, try to hang out with people with the same positivity and mindset, right? Any kind of business in any kind of life, right? Your fears you are surrounded with is what are you gonna what who is what's gonna define you. Unfortunately, it's true, right? You hang out with people who are business minded, you become a business person. You hang out with people that are very content with life, they are content. And don't get me wrong, that's not it's not there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine as well, right? But if you guys actually wanted to be an entrepreneurs, pick the group of people. Be around people who are entrepreneurs. Be around people who are a goal getter, right? So your fears and doubts, set them aside, because if you guys are with people who wants to achieve better, who wants more in their life, you'll totally forget about your fears. You'll totally forget about your doubts, right? So for those people, what is holding you guys back to sit on the fence? As I mentioned, it's free webinar. You're not gonna lose anything, right? What if it changed your life? If it changed ours, mine, and so many, right? So, or ask yourself again, what could be the worst thing that would can happen to you in your life? And think about, is sitting on the fence will change that, right? So, what if you lose your job? What
Mm-hmm.
if something happened to you on the way? Sitting on the fence is definitely not a plan B, right? As I mentioned, we're not asking you guys to quit your job or so forth, right? This is your plan B. And to be honest with you, plan B usually works better than plan A,
Yes.
right? So, and it's a business, right? So stay focused, right? Prepare to do sacrifices, because it's not, again, I said, a one night get rich, right? And be consistent. If you have your business, see, a lot of people too who are running their business, I'll say, they do very well the first month or so because they're so focused, right? And then, the business is going well, and then all of a sudden they kind of slow down, right? No, I would like everyone to try to be consistent, because by being so, you actually create a long-term habit, a long-term positivity it becomes a habit of you want this, you want this, you want more, and then before you know it, it just works that way, right? And do what you must. Don't say tomorrow. Do what you must today, not tomorrow, because that's a pretty bad habit I had. I don't get me wrong, I am sometimes guilty of that. But if there is something you can do today, don't wait for tomorrow. Because people who are unsuccessful are usually the ones that are going to say, well, I have more time. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. Right. So the last thing I wanted to share, tell me if this is getting too long for you, Connie, because I
It's
can
okay.
talk.
I'm really happy that you have made that list because I can't emphasize enough that these are really as valuable as anyone else. You can't get this from anyone else, but from people who really had their successes, who practice this, and I am really appreciative that you um, listed that for us, for all of our viewers out there. Thank you.
Active. You're welcome. So when challenges hit you guys, don't quit. Don't quit. Don't break. Again, I said, not only in your everyday life, not only in the business, you will meet people along the way that will pull you down. You will encounter where you thought the best person that's going to be on your side, that's going to believe in you, will
Hmm.
actually disappoint you, right? Don't take this personally. It's business. They don't see the same vision as you do,
Hmm.
right? You have your own vision on how you envision yourself in this business. And then when you offer it to somebody else or share it to somebody else and they decline, don't get disappointed. Don't take it personally. A lot of people will take things personally and they end up breaking up. Don't. Remember, this is your own vision. They don't see the real the vision that you have to do in doing this business, right? So don't, because I hear a lot of people being in this business and being with my team and so forth, right? I hear a lot of people, they say, oh, I feel bad because my best friend just said, yeah, I know that's your best friend, but that does not mean that your best friend has to do the same thing as you are doing. Your best friend has to have vision as you do, right? No, she's different and you're different. Move on. Don't break, move on. So, when you guys hit those challenges, I would like you guys to not take those personally. Learn from it, don't break, and move on. Right? Now, the goal, when you guys set a goal, so as for those who are already in the business here, right? When you guys set a goal, um, goals, they said, well, set a realistic goal. Who the heck set a unrealistic goal? You know yourself. You believe in yourself, right? So you have to believe in yourself, believe in your ability, right? So if you set a goal, let's say I set a goal, I wanted to make, let's say, 5 figures last month, right? So that's my goal. I put that on my board, and I always do. I always make sure everything is written down, right? So it's a reminder of what I envision, of what is my goal for that month. So 5 figures last month. Again, a lot of businesses, a lot of business owners, when they do not reach that 5 figures, let's say instead of 5 figures, I end up with 4 figures, right? So a lot of people would say, well, maybe my goal was unrealistic. Maybe it was too much, right? Maybe I should put 4 figures instead of five. So if you guys believe in yourself, believe in your ability, you set that goal because it's realistic. So instead of you saying that maybe it was too ambitious, I want you guys to actually think back and analyze. So if you have made 4 figures, but your target was 5 figures, right? Analyze the situation and okay, did you put enough effort to actually make the 5 figures happen, right? I would like you guys to not go back. and say, okay, next month I'm going to put 4 figures. You put that 5 figures there for a reason, because you know you can do it. But did you do enough to make it happen, was the question, right? So instead of you cutting yourself off, push yourself further. Every goal that you put and you envision are all realistic. These are not ambitious. Like when I said, well, I wanted to pay the mortgage off by the end of the year, I knew that that was realistic. I knew that I can do that. And if in case that did not happen, I would ask myself, where did I go wrong?
Mhm.
What did I miss? Right? I'm not going to go back and say, okay, well, from now on, I'm going to set my goals below the bar.
Mhm.
So I'll make sure that's a safety net. That's for people that wants to be on the safety side.
Mhm.
Don't. I want you guys to be ambitious. I want you guys not to settle for less. And I want you guys to keep pushing until you have those goals and those targets you have all hand opened and achieved, right? So I think that's what I have been doing, and to me, so far so good.
Well, thank you so much, Coach Jen. You just can't. I mean, you just made my day. I mean, you literally have the answers to everything. Um, Guys, if you are watching with us right now, or I encourage you to go back, watch this again on replay. Coach Jen has given us a lot of golden nuggets right here. Those of us who are already in the business, and those who are still on the fence of thinking whether they should move ahead and start the business or not, we all can benefit from looking back, listening back to Coach Jen's advice. I actually took down notes, but I'm going to be going back and listening to it again. I picked up a lot of golden nuggets from what she said, particularly the mindset, never settling for anything less. That's key. And yeah, keeping your eyes on the goal and being consistent, building the habit and then scaling it. I love that. And then never downplay your goals. If you didn't reach it, thank you, Coach Jen, because I was almost, I think, kind of partly guilty of that one. But then again, I shouldn't. And there's no reason for me to.
Yeah,
Because, like you said, my goals, I set those up because I believed in myself that I could do it. And it's just a matter of like reflecting back,
yeah,
have I done enough? And
yeah.
thank you for making me realize that.
And I mean, you reach out to people, right? I mean, you're not alone in this
Mm-hmm.
business. And I always say this to all the interviews I have done, all the meetings that I have done, and guests, right? We don't need to be financially connected to help each other, right? Reach out
Yes.
to people, reach out to me, reach out to Connie, right? If there is anything I can help you guys, we can help you guys achieve where you want to be. We'll be more than happy to help. And as I mentioned, if I could only convert all people to actually look into this and um, be part of it, right? You're not losing anything. You're not, connect to Connie, right? Connie will guide you. And if you think after watching the free webinar, right, it's not for you, you're not going to hear from us, right? But if you think this is for you, then we will be here hand in hand with you until you reach your goal.
Thank you so much for those kind words, Coach Jen. And yeah, reach out to any one of us. We are here. And like she said, give yourself that 90 minutes to watch our free webinar. It's just like watching a Netflix show. If you like to binge on Netflix, sit there for 4 hours a day, just watching on Netflix that you don't even have a chance to possibly improve your current life situation, why not give us a try?
Correct.
Maybe this might be a better use of your 90 minutes of your time. And nothing to lose. It's free and it's going to be ultimately up to you. Just need to know what you really want in life and what your whys are. Are your fears stronger than your why, or is your why stronger than your fears? It's up to you. Thank you, Coach Jen. I can't thank you enough. Coach Jen's website is there too for you guys to check out. Mine's as well. Follow us on Facebook. And I think we've got a few people that joined us in the middle of the interview. We've got people from Canada. Hi to David. Sebastian from France is watching. Isa, Maria Isa from New York is watching. Ewol is still there from Canada. Job is from France. Amy from Edmonton, Canada. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Coach Jen. Those who have watched with us, like I said, go back. Go back and listen back to the advice that Coach Jen has given us. Plenty of golden nuggets for us business owners and those who are still thinking of becoming business owners. And I don't know what else to say. I'm speechless. I'm so starstruck by you. I am actually more encouraged to do much better. Thank you.
You can everybody can do much better. Thank you for having me again, and thank you for all of those who are watching. And anytime, I mean, reach out to me as mentioned. Don't forget, keep going.
Thank you. All right. See you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for watching another Q&A live. And hopefully you join me once again whenever there is another Q&A live coming up. We are here to inspire you and help you guys start a business if this is something what you're looking for, or maybe a plan B, like Coach Jen has said. We might be able to help you, and this might be the start of something bigger. Maybe your goals are not too far away from your reach. See you once again, and thank you for joining us. Thank you, Coach Jen.
Thank you.